This spreadsheet shows the home finances, the total income, the total expenses and savings. It's already been set up, data's been entered, so it's functional. However, it could improve its performance by having some formatting applied to it, so it's easier on the eye, easier to use. So to start off with, I think I'm going to put the column and the row headings into bold. So if I highlight across A1 to N1. So I click down on my mouse and drag my mouse across. And on the home ribbon within the format group, the B there, B for bold. If I click away on a white area on my screen, it takes the highlight off. And I'll do the same for my column heading, row headings. If I clicked in A1, move my mouse gently down, click the B icon for bold, and that's now bold. I clicked it 3 times because I'd already had A1 in bold, so I had to go back through the loop. So those headings are now in bold. I could also improve on this spreadsheet by making the title stand out. So the title Home Finances look exactly like the column and the row headings at the moment. So perhaps I'll change the font size for this heading. So I've got it selected, up into the font group over here. The number 10 is displayed. It's currently in font size 10. So maybe I'll choose font size 16. You see it's quite big at the moment, so it's gone off. In order to make it visible, I'll extend the column width for A. If I gently move my mouse in between A and B, my cursor is changed to a double-headed arrow with a line in between. I can either manually move it, or if I do a double click, it will automatically adjust the size of the column to fit the data. I'm now going to add some borders to this data to separate it from the other parts of the data within this table. So starting off with row 1, if I highlight this data, and in the font group, just below the font name, next to the underlined icon, is a grid-like button. If I click on the arrow down next to it, depending on if you've got it already on, and I'm going to select a thick bottom border. If I click on a white area of my screen, click away, you can see it's placed a nice border underneath the months. And I'm going to do the same for the totals. So if I highlight down, back into my borders button, and I'll have a left button over here, but left border over here. That's now visible. So we've got our pay and other income, but our total income contains formulas in there. So I'm going to make row 4 look different to the others. If I highlight the data in row 4, back into my borders and shading, and in this case I think I will have a top and bottom border. I'll click away, so it's starting to look a little bit more clearer now. I'm going to do the same for row 15, which contains the expenses. I'll highlight across, and again I'll have the same border, top and bottom border. Click away. Here we go. And then finally, to finish off, the savings. If I highlight that row 16, and what I'll have here is I'll have a top and a double bottom border to show that there's no more entries, there's no more calculations after this row. There we are.